Good afternoon everybody, welcome to the 2019 BCGBA Champion of Champions held at the Waterloo Hotel in Blackpool. And if you don't know what day it was held on, it is Saturday the 28th of September, and we started all those many hours ago at 10 o'clock. We are about to have the start of the last 8. And I'll just quickly run through who the last 8 is. It's Graham Wilson who won the Yorkshire Merit, and he plays Scott Simpson, winner of the Rockwoodine Wood. Matt Gilmore plays Josh Cowie. Let me see. James Higgins plays Colin Kelly, and Spencer Clark plays Ryan Prosser. And I'm joined in the commentary box, up on the balcony here with Mark Mills, who's the man to talk about all things Waterloo. Welcome, Mark.
Yeah, well, the open air commentary box anyway. Yeah, looking forward to it, Steve.
Well, we've had a successful week with the Waterloo. How did you enjoy it? Doing all the programmes and the announcements?
Always enjoy it. That's why I'm here, Steve. It's a little strange for me today not being up there on the box, putting them on the green.
Well, yep. Brian Hampson's the MC today, and the game is about to start. We'll just zoom in so you can see the players. I see Graham Wilson is leading out against Spencer Clark, and this is going to be the game we're going to be covering. Looking forward to it, Mark.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I always love watching Graham Wilson. It's a pleasure to watch every time. He enjoyed his victory over Colin, I think, in the last game. He was giving it some to the crowd at the end there.
It was some game, that.
It was. I didn't see a lot of it, I've got to be honest with you. Just saw the last few ends, but yeah, I can imagine it was.
Well, you got Graham's lead, foot short and a bit to the side.
Yeah.
Nice big gap, and Spencer's sail through.
What's a good speed? I think it's made for better games, with this rain staying off. We're supposed to have had the weather forecast was for a lot of rain today and wind.
Well, when everybody arrived this morning, it was something of a deluge.
Yeah, first thing this morning, I thought it was going to be a really bad day, and we had the Charlie Tatters all yesterday and we were underwater for half of the day.
Well, 2 for Graham, first end. In the first round, Graham beat Jack Dyson 21-11, and then beat Callum Wright 21-19, and Scott beat Colin Sharples 21-7, who won the BCGBA Junior Merit, and then he beat Jamie King, winner of the Midland Masters, only a few weeks ago.
Marky plays regular on here, Graham.
22, Colin Kelly.
Great lead.
You can't get much better lead than that.
No, a back toucher. Looks a little bit short, is it? Yeah.
Can't reach. Well, obviously being that little bit short, it just pegged tight as well.
Yeah. Another good one.
This is actually a Mark Graham played in the first game when it was an awful lot wetter against Jack Dyson, and Jack had trouble keeping his balls on the green.
He's playing over. That's a great hit.
Top spin, what's it doing?
I think it's just going to stay, is it? No, it's gone. 1 to Wilson. Very unlucky that, Steve.
Top spin, took it off. Always apply check side when you're doing that.
Yeah. I think it's the time he was wishing for that rain that was here this morning.
Well,
may have just stayed.
It'll have stayed on this morning, that's for certain. Oh, 3-0, Graham Wilson. And as usual, first to 21.
I've seen him play this mark a few times. on here.
Plays it well, does Graham.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Suits his bowls because I think they're a little bit keener than the jack.
Well,
Any players who
it's not his best lead.
round 1 and round 2 can now come and
I best zoom out because
It's quite a well shot there, considering his first two ends. It's
I think the technical term is that the jockeys fell off it.
yeah.
I better zoom out a bit more because I'm struggling to get all bowls in here.
I can't see him bowling two like that.
It might be a bit of an inquiry if he does. Miles
Well,
better than his
yeah.
first. Well, it's not a great one, but it's closest.
Certainly beatable.
Well then, Spencer. Perfect bowl is blocked for two,
Yeah.
but it's high risk bowl.
Good road. Well,
Don't
it
think
stayed
that's
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one down. 1-2.
One to Spencer
Yeah.
on the scoreboard. Graham will be a bit disappointed with that end of his, to be honest.
Yeah, the terrible lead.
As you just see, gone to a bit of a different bit of the green.
Yeah.
He's playing finger peg towards the bookmakers. That's where they're now located.
The old East stand.
Yeah, that's one of the major changes this year,
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, it's actually, it was strange at first, but when you get more used to it, it's not too bad. We've had the gazebos up along there, but unfortunately the wind's had other ideas overnight.
Yeah, it's been normally we're blessed with better weather, so hopefully no one bothered to arrange that this year.
No, we've been too busy. Good ball from Wilson there.
That's what the good players do. They don't give you a chance. If you give them an inch, they'll take a yard. And there's something wrong with this.
Too well wide, isn't it?
Well then, Graham, what can you do? Can you get another?
I don't think he's there.
It's labouring.
Yeah,
It's dragging
not
its
there.
feet.
One to Wilson.
Makes it 4-1.
Any favourites for you, Steve?
Well, I think the two favourites that are still in are he's talking Graham. He obviously won the Talbot on Thursday.
Yeah.
And obviously he's won the Yorkshire Merit, I think, for the 6th time this year. And you're talking Ryan Prosser, who's at the other end of the draw. The season Ryan's had. But you must also give honourable mention to Matt Gilmore. They're probably the three who's going to be bookies' favourites.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a feeling for Graham Wilson all day.
Have you told your missus about that?
No, I've not told her about that one. John Bailey was my other tip to retain. No, that's one out.
Not a good ball played yet.
No. Better road.
Can Graham take a yard out? He's passing the jack again.
I think it stays in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either take a yard out, took 2 foot out.
2.5 foot over, say.
Well, Scott's just got to tighten up on that. On his first.
Far through, going
Does
out
it
for me.
stop?
No.
No. 5-1.
5-1 Wilson. Well, do you like the spiders, Steve?
We're in danger of being attacked by an
Yeah,
arachnid.
it's a strange looking one, that. We can get that spider on. If anyone doesn't know, I've got arachnophobia.
Well, if you do make a dash, take the microphone off, otherwise
Yeah.
you'll be taking the camera with you. Anyway, back
Right.
to the action.
Right.
Just concentrate on the game.
Yeah,
Mark.
we'll concentrate on the game. I'm going to say I'll keep one eye on it, but with people who know me, I won't be able to watch the game.
Well, the spider's got business of its
Yeah,
own.
we'll leave the spiders to it.
That is the bleeder Graham, and just short. And Scott's bowl has gone past the jack.
Yeah.
Graham's not improved at all.
Could be. I'm not sure if it's 2. I think it's just 1.
All Scott needs to do, take what, a yard, maybe 4 foot out this first. Can he do it?
I think he can. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
No, give up.
Didn't. He pulled up.
Ran like a brick that last yard. Another one to Graham, 6-1.
He needs to get in here really. He could run away from him.
Well, he's too good a player to give a start to.
Yeah. Through a bit with this. Short last time he came down there, he's
Well, I think
nearly the same distance through this time.
everyone's got to be slightly learning about the green every time because it got that wet before. Good bowl from Scott.
Yeah, a couple of foot short. Well, chance. Chance. Oh no, I think just gone, Steve. You think? I think it's just gone.
Well,
Evelyn will tell us soon. Maybe
very
closer,
good judge.
closer than it looks.
Very, very good judge.
Must be close.
If she says it's this, she's 99 times out of 100. She's right.
I didn't quite catch what she said there. Changing nothing.
Well, Scott's idea was to just make contact with Graham's bowl. That would have been his perfect connection. And we're going to see measures for the first time in the game.
To me, it just looked like Graham's ball had gone a lot further through.
It did a lot of pegging when it came past the jack, which obviously acted as a break,
Yeah.
but it had gone out.
Yeah.
2-6,
2-6, yeah.
something like that. I do think Scott needs to keep hold of the jack soon.
Yeah. That Spider's having a sleep, I think.
Well,
He's done a lot of work there. No, going over towards the burger van. Oh, yard short, you say?
it's the type of bowl that it's normally that you'd be almost quite happy with it, but Graham's
It's not
been beaten those type of bowls all his bowling life. Granted, he's not reached this time, but it has been running quite well for that corner all week, but obviously not today.
No. There's plenty of water on that corner yesterday, and especially along that edge.
So we've actually got slightly better of the weather forecast again. It's actually been a bit of a better day than what was forecast. I'm certainly hoping for that for tomorrow, which is an absolutely shocking forecast for the ladies.
Yeah, he said we were going to have wind today, but thankfully, just as I say that, we've gusted wind.
Yeah, be careful, one on the balcony here. Man. Oh,
That could be 2. Yeah.
bad
2.
ball that from Graham.
4-6.
Well, all the danger there was to be on what he played. He could have dropped it round, he could have been a foot wider.
Yeah. I think we all do it though. You think you sense it wider?
We do, and you know,
I
for
do
us,
anyway.
for us lesser players. Oh, it's raining. Oh, good.
Oh, thanks to is it Mr. Barnett who's built us a temporary roof over the camera here. Not a bad job really.
He's done an excellent job, and thankfully the wind's from the right direction, so it's not going to come in horizontal.
Yeah. Well, they're on at the corner now. It's not a bad lead that from there.
Listen, you may have been able to hear the click on the jack. The cop is...
Maybe I shouldn't have put the Coca-Cola umbrella up this morning.
Just give up.
Yeah, just give up.
Just give up from Graham.
People making their way to the seating area now.
Well, it was very popular
Yeah.
first thing this morning. It's popular again today, this afternoon.
It's like, he's hit the block twice. I think both times he's.
Well, he was. It's took a good 18-inch out of his bowls
Yeah.
each time.
Really coming down now.
Changing conditions. Here's Graham second.
Certainly can change the game.
Only going to finish tight of the jack. Not going to get any closer now.
2 for me, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you see Graham running, he's either chasing a good one in, which he wasn't, or he's gone for his waterproofs, which he has.
Yeah.
And can't say I blame him because I think everybody's doing it.
Yeah. We don't need to though.
Well, we're all right.
I've not even got my jacket on.
Well, I hope the spider's gone.
Oh, where's he gone?
He
Don't like it when I see. He's gone shelter. He's probably sheltering under there.
He must have known it was raining.
Suppose he gets the weather forecast off the web.
Well, oh dear.
Oh dear.
I've got my coat on. You need to put your coat on and go. That was a bad one. Just give it whilst we're waiting. We'll just give a bit of a scene round. This is the balcony that we're on.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the west stand, north stand in the centre of the picture. Looking over now to the old, what will be the roadside east stand, which has got the bookmakers, which are all now huddling under two gazebos. If they fall down, that'll be funny.
Obviously, you don't like the wet gear. That was the same. I could never wear. I always had about 2 or 3 spare shirts in my bag because I can't wear a jacket. I just go on, get soaked, and change my shirt when I come on.
See, for those who know the Waterloo, there's quite a lot of a change since last year.
Yeah, the stand. It's not as bad. Like I say, it was strange at first, but you soon get used to it. And like I said, the gazebos were all up along there yesterday. You can see a part of a frame of one, which is a bit broken. Came down yesterday. The Taylor tent over there, the green one, there's a few sheltering under there. Not sure why it's that low down.
Well, we are ready to resume. Rags have been found, jackets have been put on, and Scott Simpson leads out, 6 across. Then a finger peg mark into the toilet corner.
Yeah.
I've typed that out a bit this week, doing my text updates.
Yeah, is it not better to say the burger van corner?
If you go that side, it's a toilet.
Ah, okay.
To the right hand side, it's burger van.
Okay.
Whatever way we want to call it, he's nailed the lead. And Graham thinks can't beat that finger peg. Go the other way in.
Yeah. And I think he's just white.
Just gone a peg tight. Needs to stop now. But I say it's past the jack. It's going to be useful if he makes any kind of connection. I'm glad to say the weather seems to have abated. Scott's trotted after that one.
Yeah, right along the line as well.
It didn't need any help to get there.
It's counting.
Yeah, it's in a useful place, counting. There's only one place that block's going to go.
Is he too far the other side?
Well,
he doesn't come back very much there.
No, he's not happy. If it's a length, he saves.
If you just miss it there, you go one side, it'll peg off, and you go too far the other way, it'll stay straight.
And that makes Scott Simpson 8, Graham Wilson 6.
Yeah. Is that a break of 7? Is it? 6,
Well, he was 6-1 down, wasn't he? So 7 break.
Yeah.
No
I'm not very good at that.
No need to change. Thumb peg back to the shop corner.
Oh, he's not far away again here. Another good lead. Yeah.
Well, can't argue with it.
No.
14-inch behind the jack.
Well, this is a good road too, I think.
Yeah,
It's
better
got
land,
a chance. It's a
better
chance,
land
is it?
from Graham.
Chance. Oh, just the speed.
Pegged onto it and just being that 6 inches too far means he bounced around it rather than sitting it out. Scott shouted at his bowl to run away.
Yeah.
Bowls don't listen.
Maybe rest on.
Well,
Look at the bowl on the block, just a couple of yards over.
turned over, other peg is Graham.
That's what he's
Played
played.
through.
He's just too wide,
Must
I think.
must peg now.
Too wide.
Right bowl to play.
9-6. From 6-1 down to 9-6 up.
And we'll just give a quick update as well. Number 12 on the scoreboard is Matt Gilmore, and he is 10-6 down with Josh Towie. Number 17 on the scoreboard is James Higgins, and he leads 6-5 against Colin Kelly. And number 25 is Spencer Clark, and he's 5-3 up against Ryan Prosser. And if you didn't believe what I said, over in the North Stand, there's the scorers and the scoreboards, and mention to Heidi Sutton, who's been here all week.
Great marker, one of you. Along with Stuart. Got to give Stuart one.
Oh, well, yeah, very true. Both got jobs here.
And Steve Sutton. Steve's
Done fantastic jobs.
I think this is the worst ball he's put up in the corners. It's still not a bad one.
Yeah, Graham's not reached.
No.
Can't get a length over the distance here, Graham. He's got second ones on the way. He's not chasing after it, so
I'm happy with the one that I've got.
Hey, he might be tired.
either he doesn't know what he's sent or he doesn't need it.
I think he was just tired.
Well, Graham needs 4 or 5 foot on his first. Of course, he's got one of the best
He's
deliveries.
further. He's further.
He's got one of the best deliveries in the game, and he's eased it out. But
Well, is he going to save it? Well,
needed a connection to stay in and save.
fortunate to save.
If you do, looking at taking up the game.
That's not screen live, is it now?
Which has been joined by the BCGBA Deputy President, Ken Howarth. Just asking if we're going live. No, we're not going live, Ken. Here comes Scott. No need to change
back up
anything.
here.
Yeah, no need to change anything at all. No one's getting in his way. Life's happy at the present minute. 10-6 up. Quarter final of the Champion of Champions. No need to change anything.
Well, she's looking good again. Another good ball. Great lead.
Yeah, always been there or thereabouts.
He's got 2.5 foot through.
Well, the first
Not
time,
bad from there.
First time he came up here, that's probably where his bowls was finishing, but both made connection
I
with
think
the
this
jack.
is the winner.
Well, needs to stop again.
Oh, you're right. Good runners then.
Well, the good runners, and they peg quite well, and they do a lot of the death. Thumb peg for Graham here is not easy for his bowls.
I've done about as well as me tipping this week.
Well,
just stayed in. Counts 2.
for someone of Graham's ability, you can get about half a dozen bowls in there, but that's in normal conditions. We're a bit wet here. More rain's come down.
It does drain well, this green. It always has done. It drains pretty quick.
Needs to
Is he
stop.
underneath? I think he's underneath.
Pegging well.
I think he's...
It's the length bowl. Always
put
back
him-
the length bowl.
Yeah. 1 to Wilson.
I say we're broadcasting this. Will be although we're filming it, and it's not on when you're watching this. It is actually we're broadcasting live and we're filming it live. So this is happening now. So I'll just give you a score result on the football I'm happy about. Liverpool have beat Sheffield United 1-0. It won't make any relevance to anybody
Just the
else.
1-0?
Just the 1-0, but one's enough. 3 points, thank you very much.
How's Stockport County going on? Or have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of Stockport County, yeah. There was a time,
They're playing Torquay today.
there was a time not so many years ago when the British Crown Green were in negotiations with Stockport to develop Alexandra Park.
Oh
as a
yeah,
joint
yeah, I remember
project.
that. Yeah. Good part.
That was
A lot
2000
better now they've got the fences around.
Yeah, 2006-7 time, I think. But I think the financial crisis of 2008 put a lot of pressure on schemes like that, and unfortunately, it fell by the wayside.
It's a shame, but it's good greens there.
Yeah, they are. They obviously used to have a bowls festival.
Yeah.
And they still have a bowls festival, not but with the demise of the competition, I don't think it's as big as it used to be.
Yeah. Well, I think Spencer's last bowl's just yet. Evelyn's just confirmed that.
Not sure this bowler Graham's doing anything.
No, you're right.
For someone of Graham's ability, that's actually a bit of a poor bowl. That.
Yeah.
Well, can Scott get another? Not short.
Definitely not sure. Oh, it's just a one.
Through the gap. The green's so soft with all the rain that would normally have been off without any kind of a problem.
11-7.
In a bit of control here is
Yeah.
Scott, to be fair. He'll be wanting to get back onto the mark, so he's gone back towards the burger van corner, the toilet corner,
Yeah.
the edge of the north stand. Call it what you want, that's where he's gone.
Or even the cone corner. There's a cone in that corner. What about the Barry Booth corner? Even.
Well, there's Bazza enjoying a brew. Impervious to the rain is Bazza. You were saying me earlier in the week he's just had a hip operation.
That's right, yeah. He a hip hop.
Well, well,
That's gone on.
short bowl from Scott, shorter bowl from Graham, too far from Scott. Actually did quite well not to knock
Yeah.
it in.
Well, speed looks good. If you can miss them. Yeah.
What a bowl.
That's more like Graham. I think he needed that one.
Well,
He needs to get in there.
You need to have a run with the jack, and I'm not sure playing this bare minimum length on these conditions is going to be a great idea. However, what do I know? I'm on a balcony in the rain, and Graham's...
Oh, we're under the shelter.
Well, yeah, technically, we're on a balcony, and Graham has so many titles to his name, there's no point in trying to list them all.
You're not going to try?
No, well, it's Yorkshire Men at 6 times. That's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah. Right, Graham coming over here to try and get back on his mark. He's played a good lead here. He'll be happy with that one. Yeah. Again, a good road. Just too far.
Just slips by.
Yeah, just got a yard. Just one, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really a very good bowler, Graham's.
No.
It's a length. Scott's played over at it.
Yeah, he gets the block, he makes 2.
He's still looking at it, but
No.
always pegging tight. One more for Graham,
Yeah, just the one. 2 in it now.
and we'll just zoom in on the scoreboard there. That's from left to right. Number 4 is Graham Wilson. He's 11-9 down in the game we're doing, and you've got number 12 is. They read out the ladies. Wouldn't have been correct one. Matt Gilmore's got back to 11-12 down. James Higgins is 11-6 up with Colin Kelly. And Ryan Prosser, who's arguably the bookie's favourite now with Graham, he's 11-4 down with Spencer Clark. So, yeah.
Plenty of shocks this week at the Waterloo.
Well, and we'll just zoom out and we'll go to that end there, and you'll see the bowl of the bowls of the game we're doing. Graham's just played through. So, can Scott get another pair?
Super Cup at Brighouse.
Looks good. Yeah.
And he has, good bowl that.
Surprised that Graham playing over there. Really?
Well, I say it was a shallow round peg, and getting past it, his sort of percentage bowl was to try and mule it. It seems a sound idea unless you don't do it.
Back over into this corner, he's trying to get the same corner. Spencer. What we're going to call this, the shop corner?
This is the shop corner.
Yeah.
You've got the burger van and the toilet corner, the pub corner, the shop corner. The other corner we have, I've been calling it the corner of the north and west stand.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much of an option really.
No, there's nothing in there, is there?
Well, as you can see, Scott's lead, yard maybe 4 foot past, and that bowler Graham's knows you've got to reach out from there up to the shop, and is, well, as you can see on the screen, what is only a few inches on your screen works out to be about 3 yards. Right, Scott must clear it.
Yeah, has he? Oh,
Bad bowl that
yeah,
really.
fortunate there, really. Very fortunate.
Well, he's hit it and finished the length, so that tells you he was a little bit too enthusiastic.
Graham's turned over here.
Needs to stop.
Too far, isn't he?
Needs to
Is he
stop.
going to rest on that? Yeah. Fortunate.
Well, would you believe it?
You need the luck sometimes, though.
Well, good players make their own luck, is what they say. And that one, if you're there, you've got a chance.
The raffle has been drawn, and the winner of the Taylor Bowls
Busy corner.
606-610. Greg 606-610. You want to go?
We might win something. We might win the raffle.
Pack your prize.
I can't even win a raffle, so therefore I'm not even going to pay attention to that one.
Get another killers. 15 other prizes. All those prize umbrella.
Welcome back to the party, Graham.
So that's Greg 606.
Thumb peg is pegged.
Yeah,
He's pegged completely right round the jack.
too far. Oh, he's done better than I thought.
It's in a very useful place.
Yeah.
Coming on to come the other peg for the second bowl.
Yeah, we need to lock it up.
Well,
Well,
ideally he wanted to get another.
That's not too bad there, but
Well, he's played
too
through.
high. Not a good ball.
Well, everyone thinks, well, it's on an edge, it's not going to peg up. With the shallow round peg, and it pegs as much to the other peg. Especially when you're playing through. I'll just aim at it and it'll hold. Well, no, it doesn't. It pegs. And that's what Scott's found out.
I thought he was going to go back on the mark he was playing early, he's not.
Playing a finger peg, round peg, bias to the ditch along the
They
cop edge.
might leach edge.
Mike Leach has got that many edges.
Yeah,
It's untrue.
this is his favourite. I don't think there's any one plays that edge better than.
And this is not a good lead.
No.
Turned his back on that one, Graham, very swiftly. And Scott's given it a bit more land.
Yeah.
Quite a bit more land, and it's hung out with the washing, which will be wet.
I think give it too much here.
Well, Graham's bowls are pegging really well, and we'll just peg round it. Think that may have gone out.
I don't know, I think that's won it, that. He just fell the right way for Graham.
No one's on really. Should be able to beat that without any kind of problem.
This is the winner. Oh, you like it? That's two. Must be the angle we're at.
I've got my glasses on.
I've got to blame someone.
I've got my reading glasses on. Well, Scott's not messing around on that edge. Gone back.
Could be having this back.
Is it going to be block up?
Yeah, thought so.
The block returned by Evelyn. It's finishing, well, Ryan Prosser's is in a bit of trouble in this game, as I mentioned before, against Spencer Clark. Spencer's got him on this mark through the middle, left hand against right. Ryan's got in and obviously decided to change the mark. He'd daft not to, obviously. And he's played into the corner that Scott would quite like to be playing in. You're just going to see them now actually as they follow the ball in.
Yeah. I'm not sure he likes it. That's the impression. Yeah, sure.
A country mile short.
He didn't like it as soon as it left his hand.
Graham looks to be on slightly different land.
Yeah.
Struggling to get to the jack as well. There's still room. I say it. Especially the edge of the green have gone quite soft with all the rain. So obviously it runs off the crown, runs towards, gravity takes it down towards the edges.
Well,
now then, can he pass it? He can.
yeah, good ball.
As I say, well, he's probably halved the distance to the jack.
You reckon 2 foot?
Yeah, and the question for Graham is, can he get round it? Which he probably can, or would the percentage bowl really have a pop at it? I don't think he likes it.
No, it's not going to come round at that speed. One to Spencer.
So,
He needs to get in at the next end with Wilson.
so it's Scott Simpson, winner of the Rockwood Wood, 16-11 up with Graham Wilson. Other scores. Josh Tabby leads Matt Gilmore, 15-13. James Higgins leads Colin Kerry, 13-9. And Spencer Clark, who's actually been battering everybody so far today, is 16-5 up with Ryan Prosser. And we'll just follow
Back into the shot corner.
Follow Scott's lead in.
That's not a bad lead at all, again.
If all your leads were like that, you'd be happy.
I'll be over the moon. Not here.
Well, not halfway, but might as well be halfway from Graham. A most un-Graham-like bowl.
Yeah.
So Scott, what are you saying with this?
Well, but yeah, it's just a little short, but he's counting.
He took some out of his bowl and it's, well, as you can see on the screen, no need to describe it, you can see it yourself.
His roll's good, but is he here?
Well, he's certainly a lot further. Whipping now, pegging short.
me, just as I don't know.
I say it has actually, although it's run into to Scott's bowl, Graham.
Yeah, just the one.
Actually moved it further away. Obviously falling over helped as well.
Yeah.
But the difference between the two bowls was quite marked there, because Graham's bowl were pegging a lot more than Scott's were. 17-11.
Yeah, could be having this back as well. Bit close to that end, yeah.
Block up has been called in that corner.
Certainly didn't want to move out that corner, did he?
If you're playing that well in corners, you stay in them. I can see by Scott's body action, he always thought he was a bit on the tight side.
He's turned it over. I think he's.
Well, Graham's decided he can't get to switch finger, so he's gone the other wheel, and he's once again not reached. And
Short again.
Yeah. I don't think his bowls are suiting that corner, especially today.
I don't think Scott likes this one. His body language.
And this
Don't
piece,
look too bad to me though.
does it knock it any closer?
Maybe that's what he was worried about. I think he knew, didn't he?
Well, going by the screen, I can't tell who's on. I suspect first bowl. Graham's second one's on the way. Just come into the shot now. Needs to run for me.
He's got there again for me.
Scott's just having a bit of a look.
Hard to tell for me, to be honest.
Could be, might not be. As the rain falls again.
Evelyn calling for the peg spot. Rain's starting to come down again.
Well, to be fair, the forecast is about right. It was. We were told to expect rain this morning, and boy, we got it. We were told that it would be a bit of a clear up late morning to the afternoon, and we got that.
Yeah.
But we were also told to expect rain later on in the day, and
They don't normally get it right though.
Well, it was one to Graham. Needed it. 12-17 from the mat, and he's playing, as we're about to see, towards the cop.
Yeah.
The rapidly emptying cop.
Running for the shelter. Don't want to see about this.
That mark obviously suits his bowls. Probably pegging a bit more than the block does, but holds on that mark. You can trust block land. Well then, Scott. Same land, hung out. Difference in the bias of the bowls. Well then, Graham. He's sent it and has run off to get his jacket again. No, I think that's
just one to Wilson.
give up. Scott wants to know, and I think he's been told from the side it's only the one lying against him.
It's not short.
On the outside. Not going to do anything now.
No, one to Wilson.
The difference in the bias of the two players' bowls was very apparent on that mark. Graham's bowls always looking to peg, and you got Scott's bowls who were not really wanting to do it.
Yeah. 4 in the game now. 13-17.
Well then, Graham, what can you do with this lead? Thumb peg. Now I will say that one's towards the burger van.
Yeah, that definitely is. Open top bus going past.
An empty open top bus.
Any reason it's empty up there?
Scenic tours of Blackpool in the rain, yeah, very popular. Well then, Scott. Needs to stop. Flips Graham's bowl and goes out.
Wilson on at the moment, but I don't think it'll be counting that one.
Needs to take a yard out. Scott needs to take 2 out, but Graham yard out was first.
They'll come round there. Not much better.
Well, both about, probably you're going to see both about the same. Equidistant, I think is the technical term. As the rain gets heavier.
Much heavier.
Obviously this is going to affect the run under the green. Always good.
Well, is he going enough on it?
Well,
Wow.
yeah, one to Scott. Probably would have gone out with a miss.
No doubt about that.
Obviously with
I think the burger van was in danger.
obviously the golden rule and the changeable conditions like this. He who has to block is king. Ever-changing green conditions. As actually it just starts to ease off a little bit, which we're all grateful for. But thumb peg towards the shop. I'm in front, I've got no need to change. Can't say I blame that attitude at all.
This looks good.
It's actually his best lead this way. It's going by what we've seen so far, that's going to be more than close enough to beat to better Graham's bowls. It's had to give it more land. It's not looked at it.
No.
So lies 1 to go 19. Can he play another and go 20? And we have our first result. Applause from the crowd as Spencer Clark wins 21-6.
Well, Graham's firing here. I think he's too wide. It's too wide.
Yep.
More danger of taking his own out and leaving Scott 2 there. Five in it now, 19-13 for Scott.
Spencer Clark, 21-6. Clark, 21-6.
To the road. No, just probably 4 foot.
Well, when you're 19-13 up, you'd be quite happy with a lead like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to swing round.
Pegging well those bowls are Graham's. They've nearly got as much bias as the Daily Mail, those bowls.
This road's good.
Can he lie up? Is he far enough to lie up?
No, still
Graham's
think it's counting
turned
2.
over. It's on a bit of a knife edge, this bowl. Can only go to the right now. Can it drift round it? Oh, in off. Well.
You need that sometimes.
Result number 14, Josh Towie, 21-18.
Actually, here over the public address
Yeah.
system. Josh Towie has won his game. Quarter-final game against, let me see, Josh Towie was playing Matt Gilmore. So, remember when you asked me before who do you fancy, and I said 3 names?
Yeah.
Well, the 3 names I said, Graham's 1914 down, the other 2
Yeah.
have got beat. What you asked me for? Therefore, what you asked me for?
Well, at least it makes me feel better. With my tips I've had on this week, with bookies, all man have gone out in first game. So you're as good as me, Steve.
Well, I learned some time ago. Keep my money in my pocket.
Yeah, you win more.
Exactly. And Graham's gone thumb peg along the Ellis edge. And one of the factors about the Ellis edge, if you get tight on the peg, you peg off the ridge and you go off, and he has. Scott, who's obviously less biased in his bowls than Graham that we've seen all game.
Well, this is short, isn't it?
Well,
It's done better.
just gone a peg short now.
Yeah.
Finished, what, 4 foot off? Well, same as his first for Scott, and he wins.
Scored a few short ones today, Graham. Very unlike Graham. Does he like him up? He's
That's
let him
the
up.
danger. If you go tight, just a knife edge of a mark that.
All but 14 for Scott.
That tight of a mark. If you do give a bit of land, just won't look at it. You go too far up to the middle, towards the middle of the green, won't peg enough for you. But if you're tight, then it's just a condemned bowl, I'm afraid.
Well, first time we've been into this corner in the whole game.
From the corner,
From the corner, that
from the
is.
corner of the northwest stand,
Yeah.
over to the pub. And there is the
it's
lead
not a
for
bad lead
game.
again. Well, I say not bad, I think it's the Super League.
That's cool. Everyone knows on this green towards the pub, need to reach. Bowler Graham's, bit more bias in them.
My teammates have told me to reach many times into that corner.
Well, you got to do it. Don't be sure. Actually, if you ever play into it from the middle of the green, especially when it's running, it's quite quick.
Yeah.
Quite a slick mark, but you've got to get through the middle of the green, up out the corner. Plays one in the live game in the pouring rain. And you can see by Graham's body language, he's still looking at it. Picks the mat up now, condemned.
Yeah. All over.
21-14. So in the semi-final, Scott Simpson will play Josh Towie, and Spencer Clark will play the winner of the game we have no option, and we're delighted to do it anyway. We have to go to in the corner with the jack in his hand, left-handed, Colin Kelly from the Isle of Man. He's playing left-handed.
I was just thinking who we both fancy now to win, but I think we'll leave it because we've not done good, have we?
We'll only curse somebody,
Yeah,
so it's not
exactly,
fair
yeah,
to
yeah.
him, to be honest. And that's Colin's lead, and he is 16-17 as they play. He's one behind against James Higgins. James who won the South Yorkshire Merit, and Colin Kelly who won the Isle of Man Merit. And they always say, do you know Kelly from the Isle of Man? Because there's about 1 million of them.
Do you know they've got kangaroos? Oh no, wallabies on the Isle of Man. Did you know?
I've never been.
No. Just an interesting fact for you there.
Wallabies on the Isle of Man.
Yeah, they live wild in the Isle of Man. If you don't believe me, check up on the
There's a, there's a lot of wild things in the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
2 for Colin. Puts him in front.
18-17.
After he played James this year, played him at Brighouse competition. Had a right little battle with him.
Did you win?
I did. That's why I remembered it. The defeat is you take the blank out. The victories you remember. He just battered Craig Gant and he played me, I think, qualifying game. We had an awfully close game. He led out at 19 across and decided, quite happily for me, to go blind. And all he had to do was get 2, and I think the closest of his bowls was like 3 or 4 yards off. He was short with his lead, overcompensated with his second.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh, that's nice of him, thanks very much too. Yeah, fancy a drink? Yeah. Of course, he'd have beaten me, then I'd have completely blanked that game out by now. It wouldn't have occurred. Yeah, Brighouse? No, I didn't enter it. No, what? I don't think it did.
You can't ask for a better lead than that.
Obviously, left-handed against right, and on a tight mark like this, obviously, well, what often happens, the different hand to the jack, the right-hander, finger peg, drags it tight, which is what James has done. Although Colin's played a bit of a poor bowl. He's got another. He lies 20, but he's opened it up.
He's not coming back from there.
Oh,
not on that mark.
You need 3 falls on that land. All but 17. As the rain falls.
What, you bursting into song then?
No, you don't want me to do that. Oh, trust me, you don't want me to do that.
Whether you've already done it earlier.
Oh dear.
Right. There's only one time I go on karaoke, and that's when the landlord wants the pub clearing.
Well, I could do the same. My dear departed cat called Suki, before she passed away, Deborah was singing in the house. She used to go and hide under the bed.
Yeah.
Didn't do any good, I kept singing. The dog I've got now, Bella, just looks at me and kind of going, what torture are you inflicting on me now? Oh, I forgot to move the camera, I do apologise. That's Colin Kelly's lead for game.
Got the worst lead?
Well, puts pressure on, got to be beaten.
I think it is. I think.
Goes in for me.
Yeah, just. Let's narrow this, it's too far.
Well, now then, James, you've been given a chance.
I don't know.
Looks 2.
Yeah, but I think it is 2, yeah.
Bounced off the ball, but then fell in. Needed that. Gets him to 19. Now then, 19-20. South Yorkshire voices in support. Where does James take this? Must play a lead wherever he goes. Through the middle of the green. Actually, they've gone a similar length to what they were playing last end.
Yeah. Right, not so he's 2 here. Not the best lead.
Well, it's there. If the jack's moved, it's only going to go in that direction, but certainly they'd hope for a better lead. Right-handed thumb peg.
Better.
Right-handed finger peg, left-handed thumb peg. And Colin Kelly's put one a few inches behind the jack. All the pressure in the world. All the pressure now. Well, needs the peg. Not at that pace. Condemned. 21-19. Colin Kelly.
So, do we have the semi-final lineups now?
Semi-final lineup
Who's got
is
them
Scott Simpson will play Josh Towie. Colin Kelly will play Spencer Clark.
Okay. As we say, we won't tip any.
Best if we don't. And we've got the semi-final we're covering here at the 2019 BCGBA Champion of Champions. And leading out is from the Isle of Man. It's Colin Kelly. And his opponent, well, in the green waterproof, standing handily behind Colin, is Spencer Clark from Shropshire. Yeah, the most I see Colin play is actually in Cyprus, so he goes on a bowls festival over there in March.
Yeah.
Bit different weather.
Yeah. I could rather be there.
Well, yeah. Spencer's absolutely has destroyed everybody all day.
Well, with bowls like that, I'm not
Well,
surprised.
yeah.
Totally missed it with that one.
Spencer's actually leading. Well, his aggregate score so far is 63-20.
Not bad.
So, can he get another?
Well, I think
Well,
he has.
tickles the jack, but not far enough. Well, not for Colin anyway.
Could have been worse. Nice cup of tea, mate, Steve.
I always look after me co-commentator. Say left-hand, both players left-handed.
Yeah.
Spencer's gone.
Oh, he's playing on one of my favourite marks on here.
Not the worst lead, but he'd be desperate for it to be a foot further.
Probably 2 foot short. Just looks too far. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Certainly pulling up now with this rain. Coming down quite heavy again.
Once again, thanks to Tim Barnett for the little shelter we've got.
Yeah.
Without that, I'm not quite sure what we'd be doing. Probably huddled in a doorway.
Yeah. Oh, getting wet.
Don't like to do that.
Oh. Well, it's hard to tell from here. I'm not too sure, Steve. Oh, 2.
Colin just indicated he was on. Spencer replies with, I'm line 2, mate. And there's something of a wall. It'd be a good ball to get through that gap.
Yeah, he's
Played over. The old stun run.
He needs a better look at it, and he's got it. And he's just the one. I thought he was going to run the block for 2 as well.
Controlled. Well, a bit of an old snooker shot that. Bit of top side.
Yeah. Still a bit sparse on this cop with the rain. I think they're all under shelter here. It's pretty full. They're all stood up at the far side of the.
Well, we'll just give you a quick tour if you went before. They're the brave people on the cop.
Yeah. As I said, the rest of them are up in the west stand over here. And
They're the brave bookies on the road stand edge. Burger van corner, toilet corner there. North stand. Quite a few huddled.
we're going to have to get a name for this corner, Steve. We can't leave this corner out.
Well, it's the west stand. Briefly sponsored by Fat Boys. And we'll just go down, because in that corner Just zoom in. It's the end of the game that we're following. Colin Kelly's lead, short. So, can Spencer get another?
He should do.
I think the breeze is getting up a bit as well.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Is he there?
Oh,
I don't think he is.
may have done enough. Yep, 2 more.
Yeah.
He's really specialised, Spencer, in not giving his opponent much of a chance all day. I don't think he's a green specialist, but I'm not sure if he is. He's playing like it today, but not normally. Whether he's a weather specialist, I don't know. But what you can say, he's playing an absolute blinder all day so far.
Yeah, he's a bit short here though.
Well, jockey fell off his lead ball. I won't zoom in too much, otherwise we won't get an out on screen. Labouring again, well, it's better, but still room.
The way he's been playing today, I expect him to beat them.
Well, it's on its way. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be past the jack.
Well, is he going to make it? Could have limped in. Not too sure.
Better land. Colin's got a better length bowl. Spencer's got the best bowl and one of the best land.
Hard to tell. Oh yeah, he's made it.
Yeah. Crept in.
Well, it's not short, that's for sure. Oh! Wow.
What can you say about that
I
one?
think I'd have been tempted to turn over there and go finger.
Well, he shouldn't have done what he did.
Ricky Cochran down there getting wet. Well, I said last game, I said he needs to get in. Ray Wilson was leading 6-1.
Yep.
So
Back to the game. Say technical issues again. Sorry about that. And it's 8-3 to Spencer. And I can honestly say he's on that mark. He's absolutely plastered all day. However, previously he was playing right-handed players, and now he isn't. And it may be one of those marks. Obviously, I think he's stepping. It's just the benefit of being left-handed. He's just emphasising that and just playing around his front leg a little bit. And so the difference between a left and a right-handed player on that mark, playing across through the middle, across a few hills, hugely problems for a right-hander to get on the same mark. Obviously, Colin Kelly, being sending them with the wrong hand, hasn't got that problem.
no. Hard to say he's on there. Well, he's definitely not short. He's looking to take
Played
that out.
Played up the ball.
That's a great ball.
Bingo! Now, as that ball he played, as it stayed in for another. Full contact, as in perfect contact, it wouldn't have gone.
Hard to tell how short that one is.
Only one. As the rain falls,
Even heavier.
it's also coming down at a slight angle, which is worrying me, because
Yeah.
the Tim Barnett shelter may not be big enough.
Well, I'm delighted to say I'm right in the middle.
Ah, you're all right. I think I'm all right.
It's worked, hasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
and playing towards the corner of the north and west stand. That's Colin Kelly's lead.
Yeah, 4-8.
Almost a perfect length.
Walk up there.
There's still a few brave souls, well, brave stroke stupid souls on the cop. Someone, well, the sensible ones under umbrellas, the non-sensible ones impervious to the wet or too drunk to notice.
Colin's on for one in.
There's someone sensible over in that corner, the sheltering in the burger van.
This rain's really beginning to stick on the green now. It's Colin's last ball out there.
Yeah, the green will accept a certain amount of rain on it and drain away, but it's gone past that level, so now it's sitting on the surface a bit. But even still, stunner of a second bowl from Spencer.
Yeah, 9-4.
You might be thinking, what do we do with this track? And obviously he's in the lead, so he's happy with that. But
there's not many in that cop, but they're making some noise, aren't they?
well, there's a few less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it though. Just see puddles starting to show now.
Well, that's just, it's got past that tipping point where it can accept the rain.
This is better.
Those puddles, everything on the green will disappear in about 10 minutes.
Oh
as soon
yeah,
as it,
providing it doesn't come down
it's
heavy
just
again.
topped up by more rain. Spencer's disappeared. Are you going to get a new rag? He's disappeared into the middle of the west stand. Yeah, I think he's going to get a new rag, which is perfectly understandable. Just over to the other game, which shows a lead of 8-6 to Scott Simpson. I think many of the voices you're hearing on the cop are supporters of Josh. Josh Towie. So, a new rag has been found, and this is Spencer's second bowl about to enter into the screen.
Shot.
Now then, Colin, can he get another? No danger really. Can afford to be up if he hits that second bowl in of Spencer's. It's an impressive thing to do.
I think it's made it.
Does enough from here?
Yeah.
Two more.
Yeah.
Two more.
6-9.
Yeah. I say in his previous games today, Spencer's, by the time the opponents got to 6, Spencer's in the high teens.
Yeah.
So this is a bit different for him, a bit more of an even game. And there's Colin's lead.
The weather could be playing a part as well.
Well,
This is worst we've had today, the rain.
this is what's expected now, well, for most of the next 18 hours really. It's due to, I think, ease off and then come back with a gusto overnight.
I've heard it's going to be a lot worse for the ladies' champs tomorrow.
It's a traditional thing for the ladies champions. They get hideous weather compared to the men's.
They do, and it's the same with the men's, the Waterloo ladies. And we had it last week.
Is there something is there like an unwritten rule? Is like the bowling gods have decreed?
Well,
does someone need to sacrifice a goat or something to get better weather for the ladies? Or something?
well, I was saying the other day, I've got a feeling God's a man.
We could be in dangerous territory here.
I know, yeah.
Oh, bad bowls from Spencer. 8-9 now. 2 short bowls. Obviously, the green conditions are changing almost by the second. As more rain comes down, more surface water.
No.
And
Well, that's a great lead, Colin.
I've got both ends on here. This could get confusing.
Yeah.
I see Collins is to within 6 inches of the jack.
Well, oh,
And she- I'll just zoom in now. There's Scott Simpson signals 2 against Josh Towie.
right, you're going to count 2. I think he's counting 2 at the moment.
Where that jack is of the game we're covering, there's a nice big, well, it's not really a puddle, but it's a patch of water, probably just on the surface, and you're splashing through it.
He's on a good road here.
Water flies
Tell you
up.
what. Wow.
Wonderful effort. There are those that would say, well, he really should have been past the jack, but it's a saver. We now have a level game. 9 across. And we just whilst we're on, see what effects the rain's having. There's the burger van. People sheltering. Doing a roar and trade. Thanks to Sharon Barnett for organising the burger van. Hopefully it's been a worthwhile thing for them.
We better give my missus a mention.
Oh.
Well, she'll be on me if not.
Oh well, another sterling job's been done in the shop. That's the all year. Provided tea, coffees and refreshments. More wonderful job.
I think these last 6 weeks or so, I think everyone's done a great job.
The work that's been done, obviously the issues here at the Waterloo are known about, and obviously work getting done in the winter to try and sort out a long-term future for the venue. But the work done in the last month, 6 weeks has been a wonderful effort. There's been some hours being put into.
Yeah, a heck of a lot of hours.
The difference between this venue 2 months ago to today, it's
huge.
well, yeah. There's been some paint applied. There's been some things getting fixed. So then,
Even lots of admin.
well,
There's plenty of it.
there's always lots of admin. And it's 2 more for Colin Kelly, 11-9. Well,
I think since that rain came down heavy, it's changed the game somewhat.
it's one of them. You've got in whoever has the jack
Yeah.
and the changeable conditions on the green, they're a huge favourite. It's so difficult to read what a bowl is doing when it's going through a puddle.
I used to love playing in the rain. I play better in the rain. Some people do, don't they? I mean,
Yeah, it's easy to know, it's understandable. Some players can only play when the bowl's actually wet. They can't get a grip in a dry bowl.
not the worst lead.
To be honest, under these conditions, that's a good lead. I'd be happy with that.
Quite a bit of water, you can see it just picking up now.
Flying off the
Slow-
bowl.
That water just pulled it up there.
The last probably 5 yards, maybe 6 or 7 yards actually, are all through what you call some standing water. If I was closer to the action and low down, you could see the water fly off the bowls.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that. 'Cause I'm
See,
under-
he's missed the puddle with that one, and he's
Other peg,
gone a good 2 yards over.
other peg,
Yeah.
missed the puddle, well, missed the standing water. I've been,
Look on what a puddle.
well, we'll call it a puddle. Missed the puddle and huge difference in the length.
He's
on its
coming
way.
through the water.
Splashes through,
It'll
water
pull up now,
flies off,
there's the water.
drags.
Yeah.
Oh, is it full?
I think
Well,
that could have done it actually.
it's now Well, it's the
Yeah, I get
furthest bowl.
I get the impression on Colin's face.
Yeah, that little smile from Colin goes, well, I think it may have fell in. Well, we did say it was easing off.
I was going to say I'd put my money on it fell in, but we might
Well,
tip
I
in
think
this
he's
week.
just gave a slight indication that if not good news to the Colin Kelly supporters. Yep. Points to Spencer. As I get the
Well, you
fee.
said that I have got one thing right this week. I did tip Samantha Murray to win the Ladies Talbot.
Oh,
She
brilliant.
Did. And she did.
Good player is Samantha.
Yeah,
She's here today. Plays tomorrow.
she does.
Now, Scott's played through the puddle.
Is that a man?
That's not a mark.
No, he's already said
Oh,
that.
is it block up?
Well, you might have got away with that.
It's one of the old technique, the old tips from a seasoned player. Always send your block to a puddle.
Yeah.
Because you know what you've sent it and your opponent doesn't. Thrills and spills in the other game. As that one is, well, Josh Towie's one on the other end. I'll give you a score update in a minute. It was 9:13 as they send them.
Oh,
This one?
This one's short.
10-11. And Colin's just lifted his bowl for the first yard or so. Get it through the
Round
first
it, what is
puddle.
he there? Is he past
No, not won it. As you can see, Colin lifted his bowl for the first yard. And is on the screen. The left-hand bowl is Colin's. Give up. Now then, Spencer.
it? Yeah.
Wheeled it, other
Send it
peg.
over. Yeah.
Splashes through a few puddles. Drifts round his bowl.
Well, still room there. It's probably 2.5 foot.
A length bowl either side will win it, you would imagine.
Well, I'm surprised he's not turned over also.
Lifted it again. Found the gap.
Wow.
Ah, good ball.
Good ball, but I think I'd have been turning it over myself there.
Well, there was a lot in the way, but it was a precision bowl to find that gap. So that makes it 12-10. Colin heads towards the north and west stand corner.
As the rain starts bucketing down again, these puddles are going to get a bit bigger, I think. You can see that one there spreading out a bit.
When does a puddle become a lake?
Well, you can't see the green.
See, this is the type of rain that's been forecast for most of the evening and overnight. I'm just happy with the wind direction, that it's not coming in the normal direction, otherwise we'll be getting rather wet.
Being sheltered by the, what shall we call it?
Is it
The flat.
Tim Barnes done a sterling job. Now, what can Spencer do with this one?
Tim Barnett's getting more mentions than Brexit.
Oh, don't mention Brexit. We'll get letters. Bad bowl. Understandable bowl because he's splashing through, but
Two to
had
Colin.
to be there. Bit of daylight, 14-10.
At one point it was looking like Spencer was going to run away with it.
I'm getting the first drop to rain on my camera.
Former,
not happy
former
with it.
champion down there getting wet, Tim Horton. Or the Waterloo, that is.
Through the middle of the green, which is holding the water.
Plenty of puddles coming up now. It's
Spray, everything, you name it. Must get your bowl away clean. Don't send it properly, it's got no chance of getting there. As is this bowl, got no chance of getting there. So,
yeah.
Spencer, his cloths.
Just the last 2 minutes it's changed.
His,
A heck of a lot.
Spencer's cloth's wetter than the green. So he tries to dry the bowl with the wettest cloth in the world.
He's not there at all. Not got it through that water, not got it
He
away.
sends the shortest ball, who's not on screen, so I'll just... Ah, there we go. Just catches it.
One to Colin. Both games the same score at the moment.
So Spencer Clark will lead out 11-14. And in the other game, I will just flip over to the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Score update, Scott 14-11. And Colin Kelly 14-11.
I'll just go back to the game recovering. And Spencer, left-handed, through the puddles across in the middle.
Couple of puddles. He's probably bowled it to just about the driest area on the green.
Heading towards the west stand. Even though they're both left-handed, Spencer's got more of a stride. He's playing around his front leg a bit more than Colin is. Well then, Colin.
I like this
Well
one.
then, Colin. Well then, Colin. What a ball! Alaman voices sing loud, shout proudly. What a good ball that was. 15-11. We're looking towards.
Towards the burger man.
The thing about the burger band is it's also dry, it's also warm with the warm
Yeah.
in there as well.
No, he's just short and
Got to get the bowl away properly.
yeah.
Got to lift them, unless you've got a really strong arm. Different skill set required in the wet.
Yeah. Well, they've just stayed in. I don't expect them to count.
You need to be able to have a good grip of the bowl and have a quick arm, or you make sure you get them away properly by lifting them. Splash them through the puddles.
Well, if he's there,
That can't,
He's
they
not
just
there.
physically can't get there, that bowl. No chance.
hard to tell from here who's on.
Measures
Brings back memories of the old water splash final.
the Illingworth final.
Yeah,
Available on YouTube, courtesy of
yes, I've watched it a
yeah,
couple
I
of
think
times.
the wonderful Andrew Cairns has put an awful lot of bowling videos on YouTube. If you
Yeah.
can find this channel. Measures are required in the other semi-final. That's been completed. And measures are required in this one. I think yeah, Spencer's took shelter in the burger van. One to Colin, 16-11. There's Colin Bolt, splashing through the puddles, water flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not too bad. Couple of foot.
It looks a lot later from the mat.
Can't get here.
I don't think Spencer's delivery is really working that well in these conditions. Colin is lifting his
This is
bowl
gonna count
slightly.
another. Yeah,
Evident in both games now,
probably 18 inches.
the players are just trying to make sure they get the bowl away better, just lifting in the first yard.
Yeah, I thought he may have turned over there. it doesn't look possible to get in.
Yeah. 18-11, 2 more for Colin Kelly. Weather conditions. I'm not saying Colin's a wet weather player because I can tell you that he isn't, but he's certainly been able to adapt to these conditions. I think better than Spencer has the present minute.
I imagine he's going to go back towards the burger van. The water's certainly coming up on the green now.
I'm not sure you could see because obviously we're behind the players, but Colin's lifting both Bowl and Jack. It's not the worst lead in the world.
No. No, he's there.
Not there.
No.
Cannot reach. Spencer is one of these players that is just struggling a little now with. Well, I think these conditions you wouldn't normally be playing in, to be fair.
No.
But magic words, get on with it.
I don't think he's there again.
Starting to peg, starting to drag in the wet.
He's struggling in these conditions.
2 more. All but. Now then, Spencer can't afford any more mistakes.
Seeing clearly lifting it. Well, I don't think Spencer's doing that. I don't think he's lifting him. Let's have a look now.
Let's go back.
No, he's not lifting him at all.
Tight, can't do anything.
Yeah. Straight road again.
Lies game. Do we get another in? Well, Spencer, he's got a length bowl. Less than 2 foot to the side, the Jack to beat. It's on better land. They're splashing, will it get there?
No, he's hit the puddle, he's hit the deeper part. Well, I don't think it has yet.
All over. First semi-final has been completed. And the first finalist is from the Isle of Man. It's Colin Kelly.
I think the conditions have cost Spencer.
Just
From when it came down, you know, really started to create puddles. We'll call them puddles.
Well, we shall immediately switch over to the other semi-final.
The Wallabies will be jumping in the Isle of Man.
Oh, they'll be happy.
Have we seen our spider friend lately?
They'll be bouncing in the street. I think it's got any sense. It's under
Probably
shelter.
Yeah, he's probably under there, yeah.
And back to over to the Scott Simpson and Josh Terry game. And splashing to the middle is Scott's lead.
Yeah.
I say where they are, that's probably one of the drier parts of the green.
Yeah. There's not many of them. Having said that, towards the pub corner looks pretty dry. That was that very wet corner of that water splash final, but it doesn't seem to be holding water today.
All I'll say is the bookies have never been so alone.
No.
In fact, some of the bookies I think have done a runner.
With the money?
No. Another one for Scott.
19.
He's definitely winning the wet t-shirt competition.
As the only one in a t-shirt.
Well. Scott Simpson. Lead out 19-16.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing here, usually the cop takes a heck of a clean up after the champions, but I'm glad to say it's looking pretty spotless today.
It's already been washed. Just throw a bucket of soapy water over it. You'd be
Might
laughing.
get home early tonight.
Well, as you can see, it's splashing through the puddles towards the burger van. Finger peg. Nice. Well, both players are right-handed, so it's finger peg for both. Scott too far with his lead. Josh is a better bowl. I'm not sure Scott's get there, doesn't. So Josh, don't hit that second bowl. It's not. Is it far enough for another?
Yes.
Two has been signalled. 18-19.
Well, he certainly got into that.
Water flying off the bowl everywhere.
Yeah,
He knew he had to be there, and he's
Well, this is off the road.
on a different track. This can't get there.
Oh, this is better.
Well then, Scott, you're
Great
still
chance.
looking at this.
This is a winner. This is
What
a
a
winner.
bowl that is, by the way.
Great. That was a great one.
Can't ask much more than that.
No.
The role he played there.
Thinking where he's going to go.
Well, just about every direction through a puddle.
I think he was looking for one of the drier parts.
He's gone thumb peg. He's probably playing a mark that's almost very seldom played.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even sure that beats Scott's lead.
I don't think it has. This is better. Right.
That's the
Will
game.
take some beating.
Oh, unlucky Josh. Can't believe it. All over. 21-18. So the final, in a few minutes' time, will be between the winner of this game, Scott Simpson, who won the Rockwood Wood competition last year, within the qualifying period of course, and he will play the Alaman Merit winner, Colin Kelly, in the final.
They may need to play in a canoe.
Well, if if the rain goes off and you get a small army with a squeegee, it'll be in a dry green.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll go off a bit and it'll drain a bit. Make for a better final.
As you can see in the camera now, there's an awful lot of standing water, stroke puddles,
Big
across
puddles.
big puddles across the green. Apart from, as you see there,
We might have you late by the time we come back to the final.
well, if the rain goes off, obviously it's a big if.
A
Very big if.
There's no sign looking around in the skies.
Well,
It's dark everywhere.
well, we shall anticipate the final in a few moments' time. We are just a few moments away from the final of the 2019 BCGBA Champion and Champions, held at not so sunny Blackpool at the Waterloo Hotel, this absolutely legendary bowls venue, and we've all been very grateful because there's no other venue that we have in this game could accommodate all the spectators under cover.
No?
and the north stand, which is on the screen, and the west stand, which you just see on past the balcony here. Full jam-packed with people.
The odd few not undercover.
Well, we won't mention them. even the bookies have abandoned.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many bookies that huddle together. Anyway, the final is between Scott Simpson and Colin Kelly. Right-handed Scott is wearing the red t-shirt.
If you were a betting man,
I wouldn't know who to back, to be fair, because I'm not, unless they played on the island and Scott goes over to the island. I don't think that Ed would have played before.
Well, everyone I've tipped this week has gone out, so I'm going to tip Colin Kelly.
Well, does your luck have to change eventually? Does maybe not. Anyway, the toss has been won by Colin Kelly in the blue shirt, left-handed, flicks the jack out, as you can see, and as we were talking in the semi-final, lifted it just a little bit. Same with his bowl, splashing to the puddles.
Yeah. Well, not a bad lead.
Left-handed finger peg, pegging towards the north stand. Scott's bowl on the way. Enters the frame, almost leaves the frame. Blocked just in the middle of some standing water. Another bowl from Colin. Lies 2. Happy with them. Scott now just takes a yard out. Got a chance of winning the end. Two. Good start for Colin. Scott's bowl, one to one side the jack, and then missed it to the other side.
See if Colin tries to go through it. He was aiming for the water in his last game at the end.
Well, he's got the experience. Not being too detrimental to the Isle of Man, but it must rain over there.
Oh, it does.
So, got the experience playing through
Yeah.
these kind of conditions.
Not a brilliant lead.
Better bowl from Scott.
Bad ball.
I say the block's actually finished in what looks like a fairly dry bit.
Yeah, that corner's, the pub corner's missed most of the water. I say earlier on in the last game, it was one of the corners that used to flood quickly.
Absolutely no idea who's on. I would imagine Scott's on. Yeah, otherwise that would be an awful second bowl to play. And the weather update, it's actually getting a bit lighter, as if the clouds are lifting a little bit, even though we still got some little bit of light rain falling.
Yeah, it still looks dark everywhere though.
That is the case. This green will drain really well, so you probably find it'll be a tough green to get length on, ever-changing conditions.
Coming into the shop corner.
Water flying off the
Good lead
bowl.
too.
Supporters like that one. Colin lifted it. He's made sure he's here. Water flies everywhere. Just going to go tight.
Is it saved? Could have saved, yeah, it's saved.
Good save that. This may be a trial of strength now. Yeah, Scott's going as far as he can.
Well, Colin was reaching in his last game, it was heavier than this.
So, right-handed finger peg. Through every puddle, imagine. got one of those whippy actions, quick arm.
Oh, I think that was one of those Alaman Wallabies.
Did that was it
That was like the old bouncing bomb.
proper lip, proper cobbing? It's got say one of those whippy actions, very quick arm. Not had to lift his bowl. Colin's lifting his bowl for the first,
Is he
probably
there?
3 or 4 yards.
Is he there?
Yeah, all right.
He is. That's a great ball.
Different techniques on display here. You got Scott, who's not lifting, just using his action to generate the speed to get through. Well, to compensate for the conditions they're playing in. And you got Colin, who's not really doing anything else apart from lift his bowl. First few yards. Same with the block. Different techniques to try and combat the conditions. It'll be interesting to see which one works
We'll be
best.
happy with that. Oh, found the gap.
Just what you don't need under these conditions, when the difficulty enough is that you go through gaps that aren't really there.
I found them gaps easy to find.
Now then, what Scott might do here is play through, block or bowl.
Why not?
Ah, good ball. That second bowler Collins didn't really put any pressure on him, so he could have. Wasn't quite a free bowl of it, but he was, you know.
3 across. As the rain starts to fall again.
Well, when I said the rain was easing off before,
It's coming back, yeah.
it's not now. I'll just zoom into.
It's probably gone around 4 foot through. This looks better.
Lifted bowler Colin.
Yeah, good ball.
He's, hopefully we'll see a better picture of the technique they're using. You got the quick arm of Scott Simpson. Ooh, just missing with that bowl. And you got Colin, who's on delivery of the bowl. He's just delaying delivery slightly so that it's not coming out flat to the surface. It's coming out in an upward trajectory. And he gets 2, 5-3. Colin's just going to go back almost exactly to where they came from. Splashing through the puddles.
Yeah, played a good one.
Very similar lead to last time.
Well, it's not far away here. Oh, how's he found that gap again? Did that last time up here.
Scott Simpson, gap specialist.
Yeah.
And strange enough, that's exactly the second bowl Colin played last time. And we got this on replay.
I don't know. We'll find out now. No.
Oh, nope.
No.
I was wondering. Scott was more aggressive with his second bowl this time. Whereas last time he was playing really just to count. This time he went for the 2 shot.
6-3 to Colin.
So last time I really saw Colin play was over in Cyprus on the Seshope Bowls holiday,
Yeah.
which is held at the Athena Beach Complex in Paphos. Weather was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
As you can see, the block right by the deepest puddle on the green.
Well, 2 good balls.
I can only see Scott playing at these.
Got to play it.
He's got some. Well, stays one.
He's probably looking at that thinking, how am I still 1 down? Because the block moved, is the closest bowl moved, and
He was saying that hasn't been like this for years, has it?
Well, I've been coming 20 odd years now.
Yeah, as you can hear in the background. As you can hear in the background, it's but yeah, probably some of the worst conditions in many a year for the champs.
well,
Right, Jeff.
we've seen some poor weather for the Waterloo this week. We've seen a glorious day for the Waterloo last Saturday,
Yeah.
but we tended not to have for the men's champion of champions is this kind of weather.
I'll tell you what, he's played some good leads in the last 3 or 4 ends.
We've got a bit of a breeze, which is a bit on the chilly side as well.
Yeah, coats on.
Yeah, both players are without jackets, so they'll be feeling the conditions more than anybody. Oh, Scott.
Well, sure.
That second bowler, Collins, just bang in the land. So Maiden had to do something different, so he tried to go the other peg. Obviously through must have been going through slightly deeper water. 8-3. Through quite a dry bit of the green, but I think Colin will still make sure his bowl gets there. Yeah, lifted it again. What you got to do under these conditions?
I think that's his worst lead in the last 4 ends. One is in.
Left room.
Good ball.
The weather conditions we've had today, we've had, well, this weather up till about, what, 10 o'clock to start, and then we had some absolutely glorious sunny weather. And now we return to, well, a very wet playing surface. But 1 to Scott, 4-8. Interesting to what he thinks now, what's the best thing to do? Will he try and go as far as possible?
Is he going to look for somewhere dry? No? Back through that same puddle?
He's probably gone maybe 4 or 5 yards further than the last end they've just completed. I say, quick arm, whips them through, they skid along the surface. In the background of the shot there you see Bucky's huddled under
Well, I'll tell you
the
what.
gazebo. That's
I
done well.
said he couldn't get there, but
That part of the greens
yeah.
looks like the driest and it's still trickling on.
I'm saying nothing this time.
Well, I think Scott's on with his
I'll
first.
tell you what,
This
that
almost
part of the
goes
green-
out.
That part of the green is running superbly well. As you can see all the water coming down.
You'd imagine it's, well, 1 to Scott, his first bowl. His second bowl actually has trickled out, which is quite remarkable under these conditions. You'd say this bowl's got to run, but run it is, but on the tight side.
Right.
That, an immensely well-drained bit of green.
Score of play, Kelly is
It's running as well as it does when there's no rain on it.
5. Correct. 5-8.
Whippy action of Scott's. Gets it past the jack.
Yeah.
So the green is draining slightly, just apart from, well, the middle section.
Yeah, as long as it don't come down again, it'll drain a bit more.
Tip from the side. Oh, good ball, Colin. On his way, played at it.
Launching him
Block
out
would be
that
good.
corner.
Block would be good. Oh, so close.
You'll expect to get 2 here, Colin.
I think he'd be disappointed. Well,
Yeah.
if he, there's not a lot of danger unless he's a silly weight. First 5 foot were in the air.
Oh, is it?
Well, the first 5 foot of that bowl's
Yeah, it's 2.
journey was in the air. 2 more.
I thought I jinxed myself when I said it's 2 all day. I thought it just started pulling up.
Every single commentator's curse summer.
Yeah. It's strange now with that stand gone over there. You see the buses and everybody looking in, and probably a lot of people on these buses didn't even know there was a bowling green here.
Left-handed, Colin.
Yeah, another good lead.
Finger peg to the roadside edge, almost banging halfway. I did zoom in, but I best zoom out again to catch up with Scott's bowl.
It's not too bad around the back there.
Half a Blackpool to get another. Oh, took too much out, didn't get through. Didn't get through the middle. Colin's looking for 2. If you're that far off, you might have to get some kind of satellite to let them know. 2. Scott didn't take long to look at them. If you're playing for £1,200 first prize.
Colin at the moment just handling the conditions much better. Another great lead.
Well, obviously he's played in these conditions before, not that we're
Yeah,
casting any aspersions on
some playing
the-
better than the other, better than
he's
others.
developed a technique. It's obviously under different conditions, very fast greens, very heavy greens, very wet greens. It's
Yeah.
different techniques to it, them all.
Just the one.
I said, well, if Scott plays through, it's the jack, it's only going to go towards Colin's second. Tried to beat it, trying for a dead length,
Good shot again.
not reached. He'll be a bit unhappy with himself, I think, for that ball. 13-5.
He really needs to get in now.
And a little flick with the jack, just make sure it gets it away properly. Same with his bowl, gets it airborne.
Yeah, another good lead. Well, not too bad, I guess. 2.5 foot
Comparatively, quick finish. Goes out. See, with the stand that was on that edge being demolished over the winter, the entire side of that green has been exposed
I think
to.
half at gazebos were demolished last night as well.
But I'm not quite sure what Colin's done with that, but the point making is that edge has been quicker all year because it's the elements have got on it, you know, the wind, the sun.
Yeah, he's going, he needed that one there.
Yeah. It's actually a good ball he's played there, Scott. I mean, that bowler Colin's a yard past maybe, but Not easy stopping them within a yard. Looking towards us.
Yeah.
I don't think he quite sent the jack as far as he was.
No, he wants to be right in the corner, didn't he?
He was, should we say, a bit unhappy with what happened, because he has been playing what, 5 yards or so further with the jack. He's not really changed the length, which I think is what he wants to do. Everything's become a bit samey.
No, he's certainly on the road.
Chance with this.
Certainly on the road.
Ball, Scott, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that last ball's won it.
Colin's just asked the referee, Keith Andrews from Lancashire.
Yeah.
Keith indicates last ball's on. There's
Chance,
Collins.
got a great chance.
Did it stop? No. There was a big gap and he found it. The rain's just about gone off and some brave souls are now appearing again on the cop.
Now the rain's gone off. Stop for now anyway. And it is a bit bright. There's still a few dark clouds about. It's coming from behind us, so I can't see what's behind us.
Yeah, it's coming from the over the west
From the
stand.
Isle of Man.
The Isle of Man sent some special weather over for Colin.
Yeah. Right down its throat.
What a lead. Although it's hit the jack, he was probably would have not really gone much more than a yard past. Collins lifted it. First 5 or 6 feet were in the air.
Wins it, it's a great ball.
What a ball! It's got to be there. He's made sure. Oh, he's not happy. Body language has condemned it underneath. I don't think Scott expected Colin to do that. Colin's turned over, got his finger peg in, and has got no chance at all on that land. But one on the block.
Score of points, Kelly 14-7.
When Colin has got in,
we've got a toilet break in the toilet corner.
slight delay of game.
Yeah.
I mentioned previously that I played at Brig House. You get there, rain, well, these things happen. Go on. When I say rain, it seems to pause. I go on the green, downpour, stair rods, biblical plagues, that type of rain. Green floods, I'm getting beat 10-1 or whatever it was. Come off the green, what a good idea, I thought. I'm happy to do that. The opponent, less so. We were off there for that long, and when I had pie and peas, came back and won the game. So, the moral of the story, have the pie and peas.
I remember that because I'm regularly down somewhere.
Well,
I just couldn't say that word then, regularly. Not an easy word to say.
well, I played Brig House reasonably well. But I was thinking, well, I'm 10-1 down, I ain't going to win this game. Have me tea now, I can do a swift and get back home. So yeah, meat and potato pie, peas.
Two great bowls.
There's only one bowl to play here, Scott, and that's about a million mile an
and
hour.
He's got a chance of making out of it if he hits.
Oh, no.
It's going to run away now.
Mastery of conditions here from Colin.
Yeah, have you ever had those? We had obviously the Waterloo final just a few days before this, and I was doing the presentation, and I've done all the talk and this and that, and come to the presentation and I says, and today our runner-up. Have you ever had one of those blank moments when you can't remember who was runner-up?
Oh, often, yeah, often.
But in front of all the people I'm at it, I must have left a gap of 5 seconds and it just come to me.
The massive
Thank God.
pause.
Thank God, yeah, the massive pause. I just had a total blank. Playing well now. Well, he's played well most of the games, to be fair.
The only way you think,
Oh, great ball.
what a ball from Scott. The only way you think he's going to be comfortable and get back into this game.
Well, if he hits this, he's knocking it too down now.
No, got to try and get two.
Needs to.
But Scott needs to change something. Everything's been playing at a length that Colin seems to be quite happy with. 2, 9-16.
Seven in the game.
He must do something different. Be it a little short mark, barely a length, or literally as far as you can send them.
I think Colin's playing further. The longer mark is a lot better.
He's
coming back into this corner that he likes.
He's got to try and risk sending the jack off.
Ooh. Certainly lifted that.
Well, he probably hasn't got the jack far enough. This is the first time he's really looked at lifting his bowls either.
Yeah.
He's used strength of arm, and I know what I'm saying is that he's got to change the length, but he's not going far enough. There's a good 8-9 yards, 10 yards of green to play with, and he's still within the Colin Kelly comfort zone. Here comes his second. I think it needs to hit something and not the gap.
He's found the gaps in this game too often. Well, he's on exactly the same road as his first. Mate's 2. 18-9 to Colin.
Only going to have one winner at this rate.
Yeah.
Title will be going back to the Isle of Man.
I'll make that 9 points in it, if my sums are good.
Very impressive.
I went to school once.
Well,
Same one.
they kept on expecting me to go back the following day.
Yeah, same here.
And Colin plays to the green, just cutting the green in half. He'll know himself. Scott must change the length next time he gets in. So he wants to go a really long way. He needs 2 throws of the jack.
Send it over. Just above it.
Unlucky. Good effort. Not a wasted bowl either.
No.
Block's only going to go in one direction if he hits it.
Needs it in front of it. He's not
Those
got it.
bowls to
Left
lie
again.
20.
Well, he's close. No, he's up above again. Still
Don't
be
think
2.
he's hit it hard enough to knock it out either. No,
Yeah,
2. All
All
but.
ball.
Colin Kelly all but 9. 1 point required to become the 2019 BCGBA Champion of Champions. The Isle of Man merit winner. Probably playing in Isle of Man weather.
They have some sunshine all day now.
You can have some glorious weather on the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Obviously the home to 2 of the most successful.
People starting to sneak out now.
It's going to be a big house. It's going to be a big house.
Just catch up with the lead bowl.
There's always a lot of people go out just before the end. Right?
Well,
Anything could happen.
They've obviously decided there's only going to be one winner.
This will go a bit. This is on. Starting to pick up speed again. The green now. It's draining. Oh, this is going as well. This is gone as well.
they're splashing through a puddle about 5 yards, well 3 or 4 yards in front of the mat.
You don't
and
expect
obviously-
him to get in here though.
Well,
Yeah, this is the winner. Here's the winner. Well, I did kind of worry then after he said that. Yeah.
see, they're playing through a puddle, and you're not quite sure if the ball's going to skid through it or just be held up a little bit. And I think all the balls skidded through it better than they thought.
Yeah.
Now the only thing I've only got worried what one other tactic: go as far as you can, risk throwing the jack off, which he may well have done actually.
He's definitely thrown it off.
It's gone off at some rate of knots, but that he could do nothing else. He can't. He must change it. He's been playing into the comfort zone of Colin. He had to do something different.
That corner is running much quicker than this corner where he's been coming to before and bowling it short. Or the block, that is.
He's just playing probably 2 or 3 yards further than the last end.
This will go a bit as well. It's not gone as far as I thought.
So they're just
Still a lot of room.
splashing through a puddle. Colin goes through it, water
Yeah, he slows
flies
it down
up.
perfectly.
That for game. Rise game. What can Scott do? Played at it. No. All over. All over. We have, ladies and gentlemen, a winner from the Isle of Man. That man there, Colin Kelly, winner of the 2019 BCGBA Champion of Champions.
Yeah.
Scoring the final 21-10.
He handled the conditions and he played through the water much better.
All his friends from the island come over for this day on a regular basis. Obviously it's one of the best days of the year, and they're all absolutely delighted for the young man, well, the youngish man.
Celebrations all over the Isle of Man tonight.
Oh, they'll be dancing in the street if it's not raining.
And the wallabies will be jumping around.
Well, but no,
Yeah,
wonderful.
check that out later. Yeah, you read
Google-
about the wallabies. I didn't believe it when I first heard about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for watching. It's been a very good day's worth of bowling. I'd like to particular thanks to Mark Mills for his expert commentary,
No problem.
and we shall see you again soon.